we're so glad you dropped in today to the At Home Kitchen. It's a great place for you to drop by because we're always glad to see you. You know, have you ever been around somebody that just always makes you feel better when you've talked to them or been around them? They just have an ability to pick up your spirits or pick up your feelings of, you know, you're like down the dumps or you're sad or whatever. There are some people that seem to be gifted like that no matter what the circumstances, no matter what's going on, they can make you feel better. Well, you know, we have a guest today, and his name's Jerry Countouris, and you know, if you've watched the program, he's been here so many times. One of the best restaurants in this area of Pittsburgh. If you're coming into Pittsburgh, you need to go to Forest Hills, ask anybody, it's right off the Parkway, go down Ardmore Boulevard and look for Drew's Family Restaurant, and you will be glad that you did. Powerfully delicious, delicious, family-owned, family-run restaurant for many, many years. Their parents started, the boys now run it. And I tell you what, they have not lowered their standard of quality or anything. An excellent, excellent restaurant and place to eat. But the other thing is, Jerry and his brother Louie, they always have a smile on their face. When you go in there, they're laughing. Now, I know there's times with restaurant work that you can get stressed out because whatever isn't working right out in the kitchen or the service is bad or someone had a bad day, one of the customers, you're trying to do everything you can to make it up to them. But I want you to know that even in the midst of all of that, if I call Jerry on the phone, if I talk to him when we were down there having our dinner, I tell you what, he always has a big smile. And he's got that smile that lights up the whole planet, I think. And, you know, a lot of times our attitude is what helps us to get through the rough times. They've had rough times. I've had rough times. You've had rough times. But, you know, it's our attitude. It's just saying, you know what, in spite of it all, I'm going to make it because I'm a survivor, and I'm going to do it, and it's going to be all right. So let's pick up our spirits today. Let's put a smile on our face and say, hey, I'm going to do something nice for the neighbor next door or for the guy down the street or the lady that's in front of you at the grocery store who's like taking her time. Just smile and say, have a nice day, and really mean it. You'll feel so much better if you do. Okay, we're going to get started with Jerry. Oh, wait till you see what he's going to make for us, and we're going to get started with that in just a minute. But first, here's today's at-home hint. After you drain pasta while it's still hot, grate some fresh Parmesan cheese on top before tossing it with your sauce. This way, the sauce has something to stick to when served.
For updates, pictures, stories, and more, like us on Facebook. To watch hundreds of classic episodes, subscribe to us on YouTube. And to get hundreds of free recipes, visit ctvn.org/athome.
Well, here he is, the one, the only, Jerry Countouris. Jerry, we're so glad you're here.
I'm really glad to be here.
I'm always glad when you're here. Look at the smile. I told you, he's always got this smile. And for the guys in the kitchen, at the restaurant, take a look at this. Probably the last time you're going to see it for a while. No, I'm kidding you. What are you going to make? You always bring us something unusual and different and delicious, I'm trying to say. Well, and this I tasted at your restaurant. It's awesome.
Today we're going to make Aegean chicken breast, which is stuffed with a feta...
Aegean.
Aegean, okay. Which is the ocean on the... It's the sea on the west coast of... I'm sorry, the east coast of Greece. Yes.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to mix some spinach and some feta cheese and some things.
So you're going to stuff it?
And then we're going to stuff a chicken breast with that and then put a nice sauce over top.
Okay, show us how to do it.
Here we go. Well, first off, in our pan, we're going to put our olive oil.
So is your pan already warmed up a little bit?
I have it warmed. I think we're going to turn it up a little bit and get it going a little more.
Yeah.
And then we're going to put our garlic in there. And we're
How
going to
much garlic's that?
It's
a lot?
like a tablespoonful.
It's like a lot, yeah.
And then we're going to let that puff up.
Yeah.
And we don't want it to get too
overcooked.
You don't want
it to burn, huh?
Right, but we'll let it all puff up. While that's doing that, I'm going to show you, we're going to take the spinach and get about a pound of frozen spinach. But what you want to do to the spinach is you want to drain it. You want to get
that,
all of the juices out of the spinach so it's completely dry.
Yeah, you have to, yeah.
Because you want all the other flavors and all the other things to gel. And if you have a lot of moisture in it, it's not going to work out very well.
That's exactly right. Anything that you use with a frozen spinach, you really, really need to squeeze that out.
So we've got that done. Let me put that over here.
Okay.
And then we're stirring here, I've got the garlic. It's about ready.
Okay.
I'm going to add my onions, which is 1 whole onion,
pretty-
finely chopped.
Pretty nice size onion.
Right.
Okay.
And then we'll let that cook a little bit.
Okay. Smells delicious. Put garlic and onion in some oil and let it cook.
Well, yeah, that's
Everything tastes good.
that's
All
at
you need
least.
is a little bacon.
Well, you know, they don't use a lot of bacon in Greek cooking.
Oh, they done?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
They don't have a lot of pigs there, you know, and when they cook the pig, they usually eat the whole thing.
Oh, so it's a big deal.
Right.
Everybody's having it. Yeah.
Sure.
Oh. Well, I don't know how many of us would last over there very long without some bacon, but because
So-
boy, you know, right now it's really got popular, hasn't it? I mean, it's
Right.
always been popular, but right now they're putting it on, you know, in the cinnamon rolls. They're putting bacon on everything, and they're putting brown sugar on it, and putting it in the oven and baking it. It's like dipping it in chocolate. It takes it a bit much, but hey, you know what? That's how, you know, innovation.
Well, we've clarified the onions, and then we're going to add the dried spinach like that.
Okay.
And when we add the dried spinach, you can see it's real dry. We're
Right.
going to add our scallions,
So you have onions and scallions.
Right.
Okay.
or green onions, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then fresh dill,
Okay.
fresh parsley.
Fresh parsley. Okay.
All right, and we're going to stir that and cook that up a little bit here too.
Okay. Very good. Boy, the smell. Look at the color too, huh? And see, if that was all wet, that spinach, that would really be a mess in there, wouldn't it?
Well, not only that, but when the cheese melts, that would also, you know, that's going to add more moisture to this. And you really want the cheese flavor to be in there.
Sure.
So once this all cooks up,
Which about, what, 5, 6 minutes, something
yeah,
like that?
maybe a little bit longer, we're going to
Okay.
add our feta cheese.
Oh, boy. That's what, 2 cups? Oh, look at the chunks of that cheese. Oh,
Okay. And our grated cheese, which is grated Romano.
Okay.
All right.
The grated Romano cheese.
And
Wonderful.
that's it. That's the filling. And,
Okay.
a lot of times when you make spanakopita,
Right?
which is the spinach puff pastry that they make in Greece,
Oh, yeah.
this is the exact recipe that you'll use
Oh,
for
is that the filling? Really?
Right. The only addition is you would also add some raw eggs at the
To
end.
hold it together,
To
huh?
hold it together
Yeah.
at the end. We're not
But you
going
don't
to
have
do
to
that.
do that?
No.
Okay.
We've added enough stuff here that it's not going to need to do that.
Okay, now what do we do? Does that get refrigerated or do you?
Right.
just-
So this cooks up. Once we've got it cooked up,
Okay.
we put it in the refrigerator.
Okay, will you put it in a bowl or what do
We'll
you
put
do?
it in the bowl. Right.
Okay. Okay, let's do that.
Yep. And
So how many is that enough for? I mean,
that's going to be enough for like 4 or 5 chicken breasts.
yeah, because that's pretty. Look at that cheese melt and it's stringing.
Okay. So
Oh, my
we've
goodness.
got that done, and then we'll put it in the refrigerator.
Okay. And then how long does it have to chill?
Well, chilled long enough so that you can handle it.
So that cold needs to get through the entire.
Correct.
Okay. And then
So once
these are
it's
the
chilled-
chicken. These are the chicken breasts.
Once it's chilled, we bring it out. Now I've got 2 whole chicken breasts cut in half and then pounded. Okay.
All right.
And what we're going to do now is
So how do you pound that? You pound that between the wax paper, or how do you do that?
I don't. I usually pound it straight
Just
out.
straight out.
Yeah.
With a meat tenderizer.
With meat tenderizer, and I get it all over me and all over the kitchen, and then I have to
Clean up
Clorox everything
yeah.
down, you
Yeah.
know. But
Oh, so you put a nice big heap
so
in
yeah,
it.
we're going to put a big heap in here. Absolutely. Okay, so that's why you need a lot. All right,
Oh my goodness.
and so you take
Does that
it.
go in a dish or is that go
and
in
you, yes. Oh yeah, I forgot the dish over here.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
that's all right.
We'll put it right there.
Yeah. Is there anything in that? Is there oil or
I'll
anything?
put a
in
little
it?
bit of oil on the bottom,
Okay.
and so
You mean
we
that's all you
fold
do?
it
You don't
over.
have to. You don't have to do with the. Oh
Nothing
my
else.
goodness. No toothpicks.
No, no,
I hate
nothing.
those toothpicks because you know you always bite into them and then you get one stuck in your tooth because somebody forgot to take them out before they served it. But boy, is that beautiful. Nice big. One of those is sufficient. My goodness, you couldn't eat 2 of those.
Oh no, you can't eat 2 of these. That's a lot of food.
Yeah, it is. That's a big chicken breast.
And you'll
too.
see when they when it cooks, the spinach will spill out of the edge.
The edge,
It'll just really look delicious.
I'll tell you, the first time I had this at their restaurant, I think it was on a Sunday we were there, I was like blown away because the flavor is so But you know what? In the next segment, he's going to make a sauce that will blow your socks off. It is so good. With this, it is incredible. So these bake at what temperature?
I'll bake them at 375
For about
and
how long?
about a half hour or so, 45 minutes until they're done.
Until
And,
you can pierce this and it comes clear, the juices are clear?
Absolutely.
And you'll know when that is.
You'll know what that is.
Does this get real brown?
It'll get brown, but not real brown. It'll have color.
Color. Do you salt and pepper, put anything
No,
on the top?
nothing.
Because there's so much flavor in there, you don't need
You've
it,
got
right?
a lot of flavor there, and you're going to have really delicate flavors in the sauce, and you don't want
won't
to
mess it up.
mess it up at
Okay.
all.
You know what? He's going to pop them in the oven. We come back. He's making that incredible sauce and more. We'll see you in just a minute. Stay with us.
If you love At Home with Arlene Williams, then subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have hundreds of episodes with all your favorite recipes, holidays, and friends.
Say hi to your fan club.
Hi, fan club.
And don't forget to click the bell so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Well, the chicken breasts are stuffed and in the oven, and they're baking. How long?
Probably about a half hour to 45 minutes.
Just test them to make sure, because it
Right.
depends on the size and the thickness of your chicken breast. But you're making this awesome sauce that I have. What's in that first pan over there?
Well, here this pan here, we've got some milk boiling.
Some milk, okay.
Okay.
And what are you gonna-
right now we're going to put butter in here, and we're going to make a roux.
Is that
So,
about what?
That's a quarter pound butter, like a quarter
A
pound,
stick?
a whole stick of
Oh,
butter,
okay.
right?
That's half cup, okay.
Right. And
Tell
that'll-
you what, if you could just smell this. I keep saying that, but it's incredible. Okay,
Now we'll melt that up, and then we're going to add our flour.
because you're making a roux.
Right, and you want to just add the flour. You don't want a real thick roux here. You want it to be
Loose.
a very loose roux, but very flavorful with the butter.
Now, do you let it brown, or do you let it just stay?
No, we're just going to let it cook a little bit.
just
We don't
to
want
get
it
the
to brown
flour
at all.
taste out, right?
Right.
Yeah, you don't want the flour. That's right. You don't want it to brown, because then it makes
Usually-
your sauce too dark.
Quarter stick of butter and that much flour is usually
Okay.
just about right.
A couple of tablespoons.
Right. In our in our milk, I'm sorry, we're going to add our chicken base.
So that's just a concentrated flavor of chicken
Right,
in a
right.
base that you can pump up the
Cubes,
flavor.
chicken base, whatever,
Bouillon?
bouillons,
Okay.
right, whatever you use. And so we'll stir that in there.
I find those jars where you can, like, literally get in there instead of the bouillon are better than the bouillon, for me.
Well,
Because I think you can control the depth of flavor better.
I don't use chicken base quite often, but in this case I do because
yeah.
I wanted to get a good chicken flavor happening here.
Okay.
So there's our roux, there's our milk. We're going to add our milk to the roux,
And that will thicken up.
and that's going to thicken up nicely.
Make it nice.
All right.
But you got to stir it so there's no lumps
All
and
right.
bumps,
And so
right?
we're going to pull that off right there, and it's kind of thick, which is how we want it. In this
Now, this is
container
the
here,
part that's fascinating to me.
we're going to break a couple eggs.
One hand break, okay. Mark of a good chef.
I don't know how to do any other break. And
You only do it of
we'll
necessity.
whip the eggs up real good.
Yeah, now this, I mean, this you have to be careful with, because this is, you're putting hot with cold, and the cold happens to be a couple of eggs. And so, you know, you could have scrambled eggs here if you weren't
Well,
careful.
we do not want scrambled eggs.
Yeah,
so,
you definitely would not.
so very slowly, we're going to just fold this in.
I'm telling you, I think it's fascinating.
And you
You
don't
see-
want to rush it
Yeah, you have to do
because
little
you'll
at
get
a time.
scrambled eggs.
That's right.
And we don't want scrambled eggs.
Been there, done that. You definitely don't want that. You see, that's just incorporating in that beautiful.
Now, this sauce can be used for a lot of different things. In Greece, we'll use this for grape leaves or
Ooh,
stuffed
stuffed-
Swiss chard.
Stuffed grape leaves?
Stuffed grape leaves and
Wow.
Swiss chard. It'll go over and it'll be really, really, really good. Now, once that's folded in like that,
Yeah,
we're going to add our lemon juice.
okay. Now, I noticed you didn't use all of this.
No,
So
not
you
yet.
don't-
We
oh.
want to.
Oh, you'll come back?
We're going to
yeah?
come back and go
Oh,
back into the
okay.
pot now
Okay.
on the fire.
Oh, and now we're pouring it back in. I got you.
Okay.
Jerry, you're unbelievable.
And then
That
we'll mix
smells
this up.
So good. And that's your sauce, huh?
And that's our sauce. It has a little bit of lemon flavor to it, some
That perks it
really
up,
deep
doesn't it?
butter flavor to it. And
You mean from the roux, the butter?
from the roux, and then there you are. You're ready to go. See, it
That's
hasn't
it.
broken or anything. It's
That's amazing. Show it to the camera. Isn't that amazing? That's just as creamy and beautiful. Now there's a pan over there with something else in. What's that?
well, that's the same sauce that I have because we're gonna feed everybody else in here.
Oh, okay.
And
So you're just warming some up.
I'm warming some up
Now
because
what's
I've
the
had a
sauce?
lot.
What do you call that sauce?
It's kind of almost like a bechamel sauce, except it doesn't have any cheese in it.
Yeah,
you
because
know.
I was thinking that would be automatically what I'd be thinking you'd be putting in there.
Right, and instead I have a little lemon flavor to it.
I like that lemon flavor.
Right.
It perks it up, doesn't
Right.
it? It really does.
Also, I wanted to tell you that the stuffing that we stuffed the
Yeah.
breast with, I take it at the restaurant and I'll take a piece of salmon and I'll cut it in half, and then I'll stuff the salmon with that same
You mean the
stuffing.
thickness,
Right.
you could put a
Thick,
pocket
you just,
in there.
You put a pocket in, you put that stuffing in there.
Wow.
And then you close it, and then
You put that
put
sauce
the
on?
top right on top of it.
What else could you use that for?
You can also do some mushrooms too.
Stuffed mushrooms.
The little mushroom caps, stuff.
Oh, yeah.
With the feta cheese and the spinach, it really works out very
And
well.
there's not many carbs in that, is there?
No,
I mean, it's pretty
the
low
only
carb.
carbs that you saw was the little bit of flour that we used,
Yeah.
and that was the carbs. So we've got that here, and then what we do is I have it in the oven,
Okay.
and I'll pull it right out. Oops, there's my towel.
So that one. There's. Okay. Oh, these are all. Jerry, there's some in the. Oh, you got it. Okay. I was just going to show you.
These are all cooked, and this is
what
the way
you-
they're going to come out of the oven like
This
that.
is what you're going to look for when yours is done. Oh my goodness! I tell you, that smell is unbelievable.
Right, and you see how they're nice and brown on top.
Yeah, they are brown.
Okay?
They're browner than I
and
thought
you see
they
how
would be.
the spinach and the feta have
It
come out the
stayed.
side.
Yeah, but it stayed right in there.
Right,
It's
it
not
all
breaking
stays
apart.
together. It doesn't
Yeah.
break apart at all.
And you didn't put an egg in that.
No, there's no egg in that.
So what's holding together is the feta.
The feta and the grated Romano.
Oh my goodness! So that makes it sticky, and that holds together.
Right.
So then you'd plate that up at the restaurant. You'd put one of those out in the sides, whatever they're having, if they're having a vegetable or whatever, and you'd put that on and put your sauce on that.
Right. And sauce
Oh,
it up and
my.
you're ready to go.
I'm telling you, this is incredible. You're going to want to have this recipe. You're definitely going to want to do that. I want you to know that you can get all of these recipes today, especially this one, because it's a little bit, has a few more steps than what we normally would do, but they're so worth it. And I need you to be sure to listen at the end when we tell you how you can get these recipes. In fact, the recipes for the whole month, which includes this one too. Jerry, you also said something about a salad. Could you show us what you put together for a salad?
Sure, absolutely.
I'm just going to move that out of the way. Now
I
this,
made us a traditional Greek salad.
that's what I want them to see.
Now, a traditional Greek salad
Look at that.
has cucumbers, tomatoes, olives,
Now, what kind of
onions.
olives are these?
Those are kalamato.
Kalamatas, okay.
That's from the southern region of Greece. And then feta cheese.
And look at the lovely greens. I always remember you always had these nice big scallions, big green onions sticking out of your salads or laying across the top. Incredible. And look at the slabs. I mean, you get a lot of feta cheese on your salads. There's red peppers, green peppers. There's beautiful red onion in there, and the cucumbers. I'm telling you, that's a picture in itself. And when we get to the table, we're really going to show you something. It's going to blow your socks off. But first, here's how you can get everything you've seen today and a whole lot more. Stay with us. We'll be right back in just a minute.
To get all the recipes from today's show, plus hundreds of others, just click the link in the video description or visit our website, ctvn.org/at-home.
You're really going to miss out if you don't fix this. This is a wonderful Sunday dinner for your family or a get-together with like 6 or 8 people. They will be oohing on for a long time. Jerry, every time you come, you outdo yourself. You know that.
No.
Yes, you do.
Thank you.
You do, because he has a passion for food. You have to be in the restaurant business, and a passion for pleasing people. And just let's take a little trip and tell us what you made.
Well, down in the front we have our Aegean chicken breast with
They're
our
beautiful.
wonderful sauce over top. Next to it we have a extra sauce that I'm sure a lot of people are going
You're
to want to put
more.
on.
Absolutely.
Over to the right we have our rice that we made.
Beautiful. It's not just plain rice. You
No,
doctored it up a little bit,
Right,
flavored it up.
absolutely. And then we have our Greek salad out in the front.
Beautiful salad.
And then in the middle, we've got a wonderful chocolate mousse cake.
Oh, my goodness. This is such torture. Do you have any idea how hard it is to not just take my fork and do one of these? But I won't, because it's such a beautiful cake. And you really have a great line of desserts there.
Well, we think we could...
He has a strawberry cream roll that's about this big, and they aren't cheap with them. They give you a slice. I'm telling you, it's about that thick. They have my favorite carrot cake, cheesecake, layers of carrot cake with cheesecake in between. I don't know how it's made or whatever, but they have like the big cookies. They have brownies. You can't, I mean, that plus the whole ice cream menu. That you make all kind of banana splits, sundaes. That's a family restaurant. Whatever your family wants, you'll find it at Drew's. I can't tell you how much I appreciate. Tell me about the rolls, because they are my favorite.
Well, that's Mancini's bread from
that's hard
McKees
crusty.
Rocks. Absolutely.
Only the best. I'm telling you, only the best. And this is a beautiful table. We've added a little cranberry spritzer to go with that. I don't know what more you could want except a table full of family and friends. That would top off the whole evening. And I just want you to remember, let me just say one more word about when I misled you about your e-zine newsletter. I was just informed that when you have an e-zine newsletter, you have to go to the site and log in so that you'll be able to access it. It doesn't come to your email address. I'm sorry if I misled you on that. Thank you, Jerry. It's always a pleasure. You're the best. Thank you for joining us, because you know what? It just wouldn't be the same without you here at home. We'll see you next time. We love you, and God bless.
Food provided by Jordan Banana Company, wholesalers of fresh fruit and vegetables in Dravosburg, Pennsylvania.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.